Good evening and welcome to an abridged version of our news tonight. I am Utibi Achibon. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the legislature, where the member representing Abak State constituency Udeme Oton has emerged as the speaker. Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, with member representing into state constituency Kufra Basedidem emerging as deputy speaker. This was during the inauguration of the 8th Assembly of Akwa Ibom State. The report.
The inauguration of the 8th Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly started with the clerk of the house presenting proclamation for inauguration by the state governor and was followed by the calling of names to ensure that all members were present. Followed closely was the election of the speaker with two contestants, member representing Abak and Esenodum state constituencies. Elder Udeme Oton defeated Prince Akpabio with 20 votes, while Prince Akpabio had 6 votes.
Member-elect for Abak State Constituency, Honorable Udeme Oton as the Speaker-elect for the 8th Akwa Ibom.
Oath of allegiance was administered on the Speaker and his deputy by the clerk of the house, Nsika Obong Orok.
As the Speaker of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, I will perform my function honestly, to the best of my ability, and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
The newly elected Speaker Udeme Oton later performed his first assignment by administering the oath of office and membership to other members of the 8th Assembly. The Speaker, while thanking the State Governor Pastor Moino, assured Akwa Ibom people of his mandate to make laws that will maintain peace and unity in the state, and commend members for the confidence reposed on him to be elected as the Speaker of the 8th Assembly.
I am here before you to pledge that this Assembly, under my leadership, shall work in accordance with the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We shall also work with the standing order of this Assembly and employ due process in our activities in order to serve the overall interests of the good people of our state, to ensure growth and development.
The House was adjourned to reconvene on the 15th day of June 2023. In Uyo, Nsika Okon, NTN News.
Developments. The new Speaker of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udeme Oton, has assured the government and people of the state that the House of Assembly is ready to collaborate with the executive arm of government to actualize the rights agenda of Umoino's administration. The Speaker made this commitment during a courtesy call on the governor shortly after his inauguration.
To Government House correspondents shortly after a brief meeting with the new leaders of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, the governor assures that there will be synergy between the different arms of government tailored towards ensuring that the people of the state enjoy full dividends of democracy. He congratulated the Speaker, Deputy, and other members of the House for a successful election.
And see, we're doing everything you're hearing from the Speaker and the Deputy. We're family, even with the two members that are not members of the PDP. We're family. Like I keep saying, party is a platform to run the elections. Once we finish, you get into the house. It's one house, it's one family, it's one Akwa Ibom. And I don't see us having any problem. I can tell you, there is none.
The Speaker Udeme Oton pledged the unalloyed support of the 8th Assembly towards the actualization of their rights agenda, which, according to him, has a lot in stock for the people.
The legislature is an arm of government that will work together with the executive and the judiciary to make sure that the dividends of democracy is given to the people of Akwa Ibom State. And this 8th Assembly, we are assuring the entire Akwa Ibom State that they will get a lot of dividends of democracy because of the people in the leadership.
From the government house, Uyo, Kevin Samuel, NTA News.
In another development, enhancing the role of women in governance and leadership in the health sector is the focus of discourse at the 4th National Executive Council meeting of the Medical Women Association of Nigeria holding in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Mobasi reports that the event has delegates from across the country.
The declining statistics of women in leadership positions across the country has continued to be a thing of concern for stakeholders, and in the medical sector, the story is not different, as this gap has negatively affected the achievement of universal health coverage. Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Senator Akon Eyaye, reiterates government's commitment to promote the cause of women, adding that in the next few months, the state will witness massive investment in the health sector aimed at reducing mortality rates.
Our female health workers, we need to arise and be more comfortable with the idea of seeking and wielding power for good governance.
Various stakeholders x-ray factors militating against women in governance and mapped out the way forward.
I called on all our members to be intentional in seeking leadership positions, especially where decisions are being taken that may affect women's health and well-being.
She's a director, she's a recreator, she's a disburser, she's an economist, she's a mother, she's a disciplinarian, she's a teacher, she's a health officer, she's an artist, she's a queen. If she combines all these attributes into leadership, she will definitely make a much better leader, a much more patient leader, a much more inclusive leader than a man. So let's give women a chance.
We should not shy away from responsibilities. We should not shy away from failure. We may fail the first time, but let's continue. And then women, I will advise women to support their own women.
Keynote speaker and provost of the College of Health Sciences, University of Uyo, Professor Enobong Ipeme, harped on the need for mentorship by women while also being intentional in contesting elective positions.
We should ensure wherever we are, and we have a girl child, we meet a girl child, please let's take it as our own responsibility to make sure that they are in school. Whether they are your helpers at home, whether they are your children's parents, whatever, wherever you see a girl child, please make sure that that girl child is educated.
High points was the investiture of the wife of the governor, Mrs. Patience Umoino, who was represented by the deputy governor as a matron, as well as the decorations of champions and ambassadors, among whom is the oldest medical practitioner in Akwa Ibom State, Dr. Esenowo J. Esenowo.
First of all, I'm highly embarrassed. But at the same time, I really appreciate what they've done today. May God bless them. May God lead them. But I've given them a problem to solve. The difference between male and female brain.
In Uyo, Umo Basedate, NTA News.
Suspended the Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele from office with immediate effect. This is sequel to the ongoing investigation of his office and the planned reforms in the financial sector of the economy. A statement by Director Information in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Willie Bassi, says Emefiele has been directed to immediately hand over the affairs of his office to the Deputy Governor Operations Directorate, who will act as the Central Bank Governor pending the conclusion of investigation and the reforms. Similarly, the Department of State Service (DSS) confirms that the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, is now in its custody for some investigative reasons. The service in a statement enjoins the media to apply utmost caution in the reportage and narratives concerning the situation. That's too much we can take on our news tonight. Back to our Abuja for a live telecast. Thanks for joining us.
Affected our health and our wealth. Mr. President, I'm speaking of this because in talking of this time and writing the history of this time, most people forgot that we had about 1 year or thereabout where life was not normal. But despite that, we operated. But more importantly, as a country, we passed the test of COVID-19. Because in this particular passage, Mr. President, this Alo Chamber, the Senate, and indeed the National Assembly contributed greatly to what Nigeria was able to achieve. I feel proud as a Nigerian that for the first time as a country, we were praised by the world. The WHO, the UN praised Nigeria for what we achieved. Most of these are highlighted, but particularly what are not highlighted is what I want to state, Mr. President. We went into COVID-19 with deficit in our infrastructure to face such issues. As a